friends, fellow Toastmasters. Tonight, I will tell you a fairy tale. It's the fairy tale of Tom, Merve, and a magical girl. Once upon a time there was Tom, and Tom was born and raised in England. And when he grew up, he became really a smart, nice-looking guy, almost like a prince. And Tom went to London to study economics. And there comes Merve into his life, because this girl, she came from a faraway country, and she also studied at the same school with him. And Merve was beautiful. Long black hair and very nice shape. And of course, you can imagine, Tom fell really in love with her immediately. And so did Merve. So this developed as a wonderful love, and as this love moved on, they moved in together, and yeah, they had a nice student life. And they graduated successfully from their school, and they got a job. They got a job in London, and they worked there nicely and lived together and had a happy life. One day, there came a call from this faraway country, and the family meant, Merve, it's time to come home. We miss you so much. Don't you want to come home? And Merve decided to really move back to her home country. And Tom, who was really madly in love with her, said, okay, I will join. I will go, I leave my country and I will go to this faraway country and live with her. Tom came to this country and he met a lot of nice people. But he found out that these nice people talked in a native language, which he didn't understand. But also, many of them spoke English. So it was very nice because they were staying together in a group and they talked English. But he recognized that after a few sentences, they switched back to their native language and started ignoring him. And he felt, oh, these are rude people. What is going on here? But he found out that this is kind of custom in the country, and people are usually doing that. So he didn't care more about it. And now comes the part with this magical word. It's a crucial part of this story. This word, when it's mentioned, it can change things in this country. He met, as I told you, a lot of nice people, and he met these nice taxi drivers who took him on a city tour, even he didn't ask for it. And these nice taxi drivers, they even turned off the meter, not that he doesn't pay too much, so they asked for the money and he paid this amount. And it always was when he came to the car, he said, hello? They mumbled into the beard of magic word, it was Yabanche. It was the magic word Yabanche. And then he saw these shoe shine guys. And it's incredible, these shoe shine guys, they carry so many things, they always lose a brush. And when they lose a brush, Tom said, hey, you lost the brush. And they were so nice to him, they gave him a free shoe shine. Actually, I'm not sure why he always paid 80 liras afterwards. Maybe because these poor guys had 11 children at home and had no shelter and no food at home. Probably this was the reason why. But this is also these nice people. And these nice people also, when they recognized, when they saw him and he said hello, they mumbled, Yabanche, Yabanche, Yabanche. A magic word again in this country. Probably comes from Jumanji, I'm not completely sure, because it's also a magical word. Now, Tom, he got settled here, he started to work here, and as he had a nice job in London before, and he studied, he got a nice leadership position. And with this nice leadership position, he had a team around him, and he led the team like he would lead the team in London. Everybody had a word, and it was really a nice work environment. But he recognized at some point that people didn't take him serious. And he was wondering, did people really like this kick-ass approach of the patron, which was his predecessor? And when they talked to each other afterwards, these people together, his team, he also heard again this word. So this magical word changed things, apparently. Now let's come back to Tom and Merve, because I'm sure you're curious what happened to them. When they came here, they moved into a shared home. But not as Tom expected with Merve. He moved into a shared home with 4 native guys with big beards, and she moved in with her sister. And this was not really what he was expecting. When the sister left on weekends, maybe, then he could move to Merve. But Merve told him, be careful, that the neighbors don't see you, because they might say the magical word, and my father could hear it. But it's all fairy tales end nicely and have a nice happy ending. Tom was invited by Merve to her family's home. And even the family there mumbled also again the lunch. They invited him and they were happy to have him with them. And at some point they served him some salted coffee, and very soon afterwards he was married, and now they're living happily ever after. And this is the fairy tale of Merve and Tom. And now this fairy tale ends here, and now let's come to reality. Because I mixed into this fairy tale, of course, Tom was a real existing person. He was a colleague of mine, and this story really happened to him. But I mixed in also, of course, my own experiences. And what I want to achieve with this speech is also that, especially on these days where many countries are on the verge of war or uprising or whatever, that we understand other cultures, because this is something crucial in my opinion. International thinking, international understanding of other cultures makes us open-minded. I have been in many other organizations, and some of you know it, and I saw people from 2 countries which are living next to each other, which are in war, and they were sitting together and they worked on projects together. So I think this is understanding and accepting other cultures is a crucial thing.